I need music.
Quick question about the recordings. Where do they go?
Emily, Siren. I will get the names right eventually one day. I swear I know y'all's names. It's Paul.
Yeah.
It's Jason. It's Gary. It's Aubrey.
Nice.
It's Klein. It's Emmanuel, and it's Space.
Actually, my name is Jackson.
Oh, okay. Jackson. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Jack.
With a screw you at the end.
Oh, okay.
The Greek character looks kind of like an N.
Yeah. But no, I do need music. Sabriel, you have been heading to the military complex whenever you come across a giant commotion. You're coming to pick up to get the special forces people to help you, as well as the Southor's advice and figure out where Libby Ackerman was and all that sort of stuff. But you get here and you find the place in high alert. There are soldiers running around, guns out. People are scanning the premises. Norsis draws his weapon and walks up and goes, "What are we to do, man?"
Okay. So, we're here to pick up the special forces. I think the best way to go about doing that is to find special forces. Where's the nearest lieutenant or commander?
You look over and you see a nervous-looking man. Looks like he's very green, getting ready to do stuff.
Do I see anybody else?
No.
Okay. What's his rank?
Lieutenant.
Okay. You there, Lieutenant. And I approach him.
My Dragon Knight, my lady, what, lordship can I do for you?
I'm here to recruit...
I feel like she missed some of this information, but...
I think you're right.
Okay, so... Oh, I completely forgot about the recap, because last time Siren refused to let me give a recap. Or someone did, I don't remember who it was. So...
Garrett.
Okay, guys. Who wants to give the recap so that we can get Emily up to speed?
Pause the music so you can save it for the action.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Who wants to give the recap?
Lots of stuff happened.
Wow. Okay.
I can say what happened for my character, but I didn't get a thorough grasp of anyone else's.
Okay. So basically, what
Let's
happened?
just go one by one.
Same here.
Besides, Ackerman's attack.
Huel. What happened to Huel?
Allow me to scroll down to my Huel notes. Besides learning about the Norschflets, which are the secret service of the city, had a good talk with Jeffrey after informing Hassel's family of his passing. Got to put eyes on some of that problem. Some sketchy business, some secret talks with Jeffrey, and Jeffrey is now a big stress bunny because he knows he's being investigated. I think that's everything.
Okay. Ross, what happened to you?
All that happened to me last time was I went back to my apartment and there's a figure on my desk, and it ended up being the Archangel of Death, Aziraphale, and she made a pact with me to go after Annie.
That's about all that happened with Ross last week. Liza, what happened to Liza?
She was sent off to the games. or rather, she was sent with, or she's going with some other people. The Dragon Knight is one of them to the games. I don't remember the location. I am the embodiment of this character, JK. That's all I can remember.
Cool. So then, Dabonid, what happened to your character?
He had to give a speech or a thing of what's been happening around, whether the projects, how well are they going, whatnot, blah blah blah. It was really boring. So much so that my boss had to run out at the end of the day. It was really... Then again, he's, a very energetic person and doesn't like boring. So after that, I left that area and I noticed I was being followed. And I quickly had a little peek into a few of their minds and found a prospect in which I can manipulate in some way or another, whether that is superficial or more in depth. I shall find out whenever we all will. And found out he had daddy issues or something. Don't specifically know the issues of that, but I tapped him on the shoulder because he was having so much stress and said, "Okay, hang in there." And then I said a name to him, Hadiri or Haduli or Habrere, something like that. And then I went back to the science division and then commanded Sarah to search for a book or a crucible. And she came back and found neither.
Cool.
And then I found a way to create tissue. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Annie, what happened to you?
I went to Ackerman's house for the day, and he took me around his garden and told me about all the plants and animals and insects, and we had a little heart-to-heart about fighting and his daughter being missing and everything, and then we got attacked. And he kicked butt. He got stabbed with a holy weapon and I think slashed by another. And I tried to shoot, but I missed, like shoot a gun, but I missed wildly. And then we went inside, he got tended to. And then I got taken back home and I told him that I would love to hang out with him again.
Cool.
Oh, and Karen was ecstatic. She's all like, "Oh, guys, oh my gosh."
All right, so then what happened to Sabriel? Selthor, tell us what you remember.
I was stabbed.
Simple to the point.
Brilliant.
That's really all that happened.
What was that?
You had a fight.
Oh.
I got up from a fight, picked the guy, was stabbed, and knocked out.
Is he really quiet for everyone or just me?
Probably just you. He sounds fine on my end.
It's kind of quiet for me. Yeah.
Sabriel, what do you remember happening?
I have been voluntold as a babysitter.
Yes. And Ackerman told you to go. You were not voluntold. They asked
Sent
you,
the games.
and you agreed. Yes. And then you were sent off to go recruit special forces people to join with you. To requisition, not recruit. You're going to requisition some special forces people, and including Kamita and Libby Ackerman. You're going to go recruit all those people and requisition them. So you're heading here to the military.
Who is the
base.
first name? All I heard is okay.
Libby Ackerman. You're getting Libby Ackerman, Citro Kamita, and any others. You were told to contact Selthor, Lieutenant Colonel Matriarch Selthor.
Okay.
You were told to speak to him, and he would direct you to the people that would be best suited to serve you.
Cool.
So, you are in front of this lieutenant, and what do you say to him?
I am looking for Colonel Silthor. I have communications that need to be relayed to him.
Lieutenant Colonel Selthor has not reported back at the moment. We've been looking for him. His eyes fall on Liza, who is doing what beside Sabriel?
She's kind of looking around at all the blood bags running around with a keen interest. Is
Cool.
the person standing in front of me a blood bag?
No, it's not. Well, actually, yes, it looks like it is.
What's going on?
There have been some people that have infiltrated the fort. Who is this, ma'am, my lady?
Oh, this is...
Liza
I always
Imes.
forget how she... Yeah, but I always forget if it should be referred to as lady or matriarch or sticking in mud. But I'll just refer to her as... This is Lady... Great. Lady... How does she pronounce it? Is it just Einhorn? Or is
Liza
it...
Eins Schaltier.
Froze.
Liza Eins Schaltier.
Yes. This is...
Her last name is Schaltier. You can say this is Lady Schaltier if you so desire.
Figure it out. My lady... We are escorting her to the games. The first unit as well as the commanding officer, who is presently not here.
Yes, well, you can join. He is currently engaged in combat of some kind in pursuit of some people. At that moment, some people arrive. Hold up, my notes just crashed on me. Don't you love it when that happens, guys? You're like in the middle of stuff, and then everything gets crashing on you. Where are my notes?
What notes?
They ran away from you.
Okay, there they are.
So
Found them.
essentially, I'm gonna... Okay, cool.
At that point, a person approaches you. It looks like a drow of some kind. Looks and says, "My Dragon Knight, what can I do for you?" And the lieutenant, the little green lieutenant, melts and is like, "Oh," like he looks so relieved. I'm Jadson Nothman. I'm Jadson Nothman, Special Sniper Force. I lead them. I'm the leader. He'll hold out his hand to shake your hand.
You turn to shake.
Walk with me. I'm sorry, but you haven't found us at the best of times. We're currently in the middle of searching for our Lieutenant Colonel.
I'm gonna follow him and say, "That's what I've heard. Is there...
I was reporting all my...
Is there anything I can do to assist and make the procedure go faster?"
Yeah, you said you were in pursuit, but they didn't know exactly where you went.
I told them where I went.
Yeah, but all you said was, "I'm in pursuit, I'm moving down this direction," and you ran off and went after them, and then you were hit, and you were knocked out. So they're currently looking for your exact location. It's not been long, but they're looking for you.
I only went straight.
What?
I only went straight.
No, you went around the corner.
As soon as we rounded the corner, I got stabbed.
I know.
So,
We're missing him.
I didn't pass into the next alleyway.
Yeah, you're in the alleyway. You ran up to him, and then you got stabbed.
I don't remember running.
I'm just gonna start walking away from the Dragon Knight.
He's in pursuit of the woman of his dreams.
Ever fleeting?
Okay.
Always
Where is
fleeting.
your friend going, my Dragon Knight?
I do not know. My lady. And I'm gonna try to get her attention.
Yes.
If you would please stay close to me, ma'am. It's unknown right now what the dangers are, and it'd be easier for me to protect you and assist with you in any dangers that come forth. Please come with me.
It's like, sorry, but blood calls. She turns and starts walking off.
The drow kind of like walks up and goes, "Blood from this direction?"
Yes, can't you smell it? She kind of looks him up and down. Never mind. And continues walking.
He looks really confused and continues to follow close behind you. He looks back, and Norsis kind of looks at you and says, "Should we follow them?"
She smells blood. What's the direction that she's headed towards? Is it something obviously that's a barracks, or is it more so not the beaten
No.
path?
It's not the beaten path. It's off the beaten path.
Okay, I'm gonna follow her. She might be onto something.
Cool. You guys walk for a little bit. Liza, you round a couple of corners, and there you find the lieutenant colonel, and you see another scout who's there as well, reporting in right at that moment. I found the lieutenant colonel. He's unconscious and bleeding badly. He looks up and says, "Who are you?" Stands up and holds a gun up to Liza. At that moment, the Jadeson steps forward and says, "At ease, soldier."
I'm gonna look. Just as he does that, I look into his eyes, and he needs to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Cool. Wisdom saving throw. What's your DC?
I forget how it's it's
8.
what
Plus
8
8 plus your
8
charisma
plus proficiency.
plus your proficiency.
Okay, so that would be proficiency at this level is so that's an 18 DC.
He rolled a 19. He passes. The soldier looks into your eyes, and what's the effect of the spell?
It would be frightened. If they fail.
This guy looks directly into the eyes of the progenitor's daughter and doesn't flinch. What's Liza's reaction to this normal? She could literally. There's no way you could not roll low enough, Sato, to not kill him in one hit.
Is this a human?
Yeah. But he is not scared of you.
Hang on. I'm going to kneel before me. I kneel for you in the presence of Liza Einschalt here.
He looks over at Jadeson and the Dragon Knight and says, "Who is this floozy?"
And with that, my hand is going to strike out at his neck.
Jadeson puts a gun to the back of your head.
Does the attack still happen?
Yeah, I suppose it does. But are you trying to kill him, Sato, or are you just grappling him?
I'm gonna grapple him.
Cool. I'm pretty sure you're gonna win this contest, but go ahead and roll. He rolled a 15.
Is this a
That
trooper
is
or just?
Yeah, it's just a trooper, a regular trooper.
Okay.
dirty 20?
Yeah, you win. He is fully grappled and at your mercy. Jason has a gun to your head and says, "Unhand my soldier, or I'll put a hole in your head the size of a quarter."
She looks up at him. It's like, maybe you should teach your humans to mind their manners. She lets go and looks at him.
But it's a good question to answer. Sabriel, who is this floozy?
Terribly sorry, I do not believe I announced her properly. This is the lady Liza Einschalt here. And I'm here on a mission I require the forces.
Of wait, she goes, daughter of Alucard Soren Voldemort.
The guy kind of gets taken aback by this and chuckles and goes, it looks over at Sabriel like, can you believe? Oh, is she serious?
I'm going to try to convince him with my eyes that yes, very serious, without saying anything, because I think my words have said enough.
He kind of like halfway lowers his gun and is like, oh, what are we going to do about the, I hate to interrupt, sir, ma'am, but the lieutenant colonel, he is bleeding very badly.
Is there a healer nearby?
Sure.
You're a paladin.
Yeah. What? I'm gonna do it. I am gonna run up to him, and if it wasn't for Elisa,
I mean,
probably would have done this
if
already.
you're looking for someone, I thought you were just looking for a healer. Like, yeah, there is a healer. It's you. You can
No, I
look
was
for another
meaning
healer if you want.
No, I'm just gonna walk up to him and lay on hands, restore whatever health points there are up to 15. See if that wakes him up.
Yeah, that wakes him up. Heal for 15 hit points, Selthor.
Yeah. By the way, Germ, what's my sacred oath? I don't see it in my list.
It's Oath of the Crown.
Okay.
I sent
Oath
you
of
the
the
oath,
Crown.
didn't I?
Yeah, I just don't see it. Great weapon fire. It's probably further down. Yeah,
Hold up
okay,
a
cool.
second.
Cool.
Yeah, you're an Oath of the Crown. Yeah, you heal him, Selthor. You heal for 15 hit points and wake up.
Okay.
What happened here, Lieutenant Colonel? You look up and Jadeson's next to you. I've never seen anyone beat you in a fight in my life.
Stupid invisibility. It's only gotten me once before.
He got a well. If they've got invisibility, we might be in more trouble than we think. Should I raise the alert level to maximum, sir?
Yes, they're selling weapons to mortals.
All right. He radios something in and walks away. Sabriel, you're looking at a now living and breathing Lieutenant Colonel Selthor.
Sir, I do believe now would be an appropriate time to inform you of the situation.
His eyebrows raised slightly.
Game, does he know about Liza?
No.
No. Not convenient.
You don't have to explain. If you just say, hey, I fill him in on everything, you can say that. Or you can say exactly what you want him to know. But you can leave it vague and just say, hey, I want him to know this, and we'll just assume you played that out and told it to him.
Okay.
Or you can roleplay exactly what you think he needs to know. Just tell me how you want to do it.
Essentially, I'm just going to fill him in, let him know that I have a valuable package I need to deliver, and that, a person that needs to be safely transported, and inform him of the groups that we need, as well as try to help him on his feet, because he's no longer dead.
Yeah. Selthor, you are now aware, basically, of that she's delivering something to the games in Nelia, and she needs some special forces to help her to protect them as they go there. The Lord Patrician will be going as well, I believe.
Question: do we have any other ship up yet?
Not like official. You have like the reworked ships that you guys made, but no, you don't have official stuff yet. Like, those official ships that you guys were trying to make, those really fancy things, those are not up and running yet. You don't even have a prototype up and running. You have your reworked ramshackle caboodle things that you made to transport the troops to Castle Black, but that's about it.
When are they leaving?
As soon as possible.
Okay. he's going to recommend taking a ship with 10 heavy troopers
Mm-hmm.
with
Write this up, please.
okay. Then you or what? You want me to just send it?
Just send it in group, just because you're saying it to multiple people. Because it's what you're suggesting to Sabriel for her to take. I'm assuming she's going to go with your suggestion. And is that an accurate assumption, Sabriel?
I'm sorry, the first part of that after write it out.
Yeah, I said I assume she's going to go with your suggestion. Is that an accurate assumption, Sabriel?
That is accurate.
Cool. So yeah, just whatever you write up is what she's going to be taking with her.
Maybe some more modified advanced rail guns that don't require a whole action to reload.
Okay, you know what? Those things do 4d8 damage. Okay, Sabriel, all right.
You're not going to get a single rail.
Oh, I'm not hating on the damage. I'm hating on the reload time because that's just like, can I get shotgun spatter or maybe something a little bit more located?
Get a lackey
but I
to
mean,
reload it for you.
There's probably a feat that
Gosh,
can be
you've done
taken
that.
to reload them faster, just like crossbows.
Get
But-
Sabriel to get Norsis to stand next to you and reload it as his as a reaction, like have him hold his action to reload your
Straight
weapon
up.
whenever you fire.
Straight up, I'm just gonna give Norris my firearm and be like, "You deserve a better weapon."
Okay. You do that right now?
I'm gonna do it as soon as we get on there and be like, "Here,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
something."
So
that
Samantha,
I
you're
deem you
looking
worthy
over
of.
some things and writing this up, going over it. What's Liza doing as they're going over this stuff right now?
What?
Nothing.
She is going to reach down and take some of the blood off the ground and smell it. This is Selthor's blood.
Cool. Only the troopers that is the only person there at the moment. Other people have gathered around at this point. Kind of like looks up at you with a little bit of disgust.
Look over. Do I see any other blood?
Yes, you do.
I walk over to that
Yeah,
and
cool.
touch it and smell it.
It's the
And
blood
lick
of a
it.
human. It's a human blood.
Can I pick it up off the ground using magic?
Yeah.
Kind of filtered.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to make an Arcana check for that, or no?
No, you have blood magic, don't you?
Yeah. I
Just-
reach my hand out. The blood lifts up off the ground. Clean.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still
And
there?
Yeah.
I drink it. As I do, you can feel the vampiric presence from me spike as the pressure around shifts.
Selthor just kind of like looks at it. And by the way, how long has it been since I woke back up?
Like maybe however long it took you to answer her question.
Okay, because I can completely heal within 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You're a vampire. Yeah, so you pick up the blood and you're a bloodbender now. Yeah, you pick up the blood, you drink it. Selthor, you're fully healed. What do you do?
I just kind of look quizzically at Liza and then turn back to Sabriel. And I tell her that she's going, that I would advise 1 transport, 10 heavy troopers, only melee weapons or primitive weapons if there are any proficient with them.
Jadeson speaks up and says, "I'm sure some of Gaston's men could do it."
That is true. Is there a group that's is good with archery?
A group that's good with archery. Yeah, my men. I'm good with a crossbow, sir. I know a couple of my men who can use a bow and arrow. It's not exactly something that's normally. Actually, no. I think there is an eccentric that can help you with this. I trained her. What was that chick's name, sir? That really crazy girl that we trained a while back. The girl that kept going on about the law. What was her name? Melandra. That was her name. She knows how to use a bow quite well.
Is he still playing?
He's not. Yeah, Melandra is now an NPC.
They are arguably the most chaotic of the STEM.
Okay.
Just in general.
Then Melandra and 3 others who are good with range.
We can hear stuff. Jackson. Jackson.
Jackson.
I had blueprints, tutorials, pretty much.
Jackson.
Server meeting. I'm server meeting him. Jackson.
Yes.
Your mic is
Yeah.
on.
Your mic was
We
picking
can
up
hear
what's
it.
going on around you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So he's going to suggest take Melandra along with 3 other people who are good with the crossbows.
Should we send anyone who's Should we send any of Nolan's men, sir? We'll be deep in enemy territory. It'll be a perfect time to gather information.
Send 2 of those aside from the 10 troopers.
So, let me get this straight, because you want to send 10 heavy men, 2 of Nolan's men, and 3 of Gaston's men, including Melandra?
Send 6 heavy, or send... I want everyone that goes in heavy armor.
Yes, sir. So you want 10 shock troopers, equipped with heavy armor.
No advanced weaponry.
You want 2 of Nolan's men,
2 of Nolan's men.
and then 3 of Gaston's with, including Melandra.
I want them to be part of the other 10.
Oh, yes, sir. All right, I'll rope them up. And who were those? My Dragon Knight. Who were the other 2 people you had mentioned you wanted to bring along?
All I remember is Libby, but I'm gonna let him know the other person's name.
Okay, Citro Kamita and Libby Ackerman.
Yes.
He looks over. The guy looks over at Selthor with a little bit of surprise in his eyes and says, "I'm sure Selthor can work that out for you. Should I?" Who requested? He looks over at you, Selthor. Do I have permission to discuss Citro in front of the Dragon Knight, sir? I don't know what's classified and what isn't here, sir. He really tries to convey all this with a look without saying anything. So, how much do you think you pick up from him?
I mean, I would think Citro is very classified, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is she classified?
Is she proficient with, or is she trained in a crossbow or bow?
She's trained with throwing daggers, throwing knives, kunai, shuriken, javelins, spears, all forms of melee weapons. No, she's proficient in all weapons. I'm sorry. Yeah, she knows how to use everything.
So I look at him and I say, send her with Melandra.
Yes, sir.
But
I'll get on that right away. He looks up and says, I'll leave the discussion of Libby between you 2. And he turns and walks away. What's so special about Libby Ackerman, says Norsis, aside from being the daughter of Commander Ackerman?
Something I need to be filled in on.
I mean, you fought beside her, Sabriel, and you vouched for her skill.
Yeah, but I mean, apart from this immediate thing, I'm kind of asking if there's anything that I am unaware of that would hamper the mission. Current. Sorry, I should have explained that when I asked it and just straight up said that as opposed to that very weird, very vague statement. Sorry.
Okay, so what do you say? As Norsus says that, what does Sabriel say to Felthor?
Okay. He hasn't asked me anything. He's just sitting there, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Let's say with someone of her skills, she would be quite the valuable asset to the team. Skills make her more than capable.
Selthor smiles slightly and says, "Yes, well, she was trained by the best, and let me finish the statement without player cringing. Give me a second. Okay. So he kind of smiles and says, "Yes, well, she was trained by the best and bred by the better."
Siren didn't like that. So yeah, he says that. Norsus kind of nods his head and goes, "Very well. If the lieutenant colonel can vouch for his skill as well as the Dragon Knight, I have no qualms."
He says, "Give me an update on where she is and pick her up on the way."
A soldier heads off and does all that. Sabriel, Selthor, are you guys just going to stand out here in the alleyway, or do you leave Sabriel and Liza away elsewhere? Sato, give me a perception check if you desire to do so. Or sorry, survival check. I mean, not perception, survival.
I would still add where is that? Wisdom or intelligence?
Survival? I think it's wisdom.
Wisdom.
That is a 19.
Yeah, you know a direction the guy went. Selthor, as for my question, do you guys just stand here, or do you head back into the base with Sabriel and Liza?
I usher them back towards the hangar or whatever base.
Is anyone looking at my direction or looking at me right now?
I think Selthor just kind of looked at all three of you and like, hey, let's go this way.
I'm gonna kind of step behind Sabriel. And
Yeah, you're gonna try that. Ah, dang it.
Turn to what? You're gonna do what?
And turn to mist.
In broad daylight? You can't turn to mist in broad daylight.
Then
Air quotes broad daylight?
You can't transform in daylight. It's daylight right now.
We're in Sissel.
Yeah, I know, but there's the artificial lights they've got up right now and you're in Seal, but they've got the artificial light set up to disencourage in case because there was a report that there were vampires amongst the enemy troops. So they've got artificial sunlight set up right now. Did I not say that at the beginning of the session? I meant to say that.
No, you did not.
Okay,
that has not been stated.
My bad. Yeah, there are artificial lights that are up right now, that are shining all around the base.
And those prevent all vampire abilities?
Not all of them, just transformation and transformation.
Correct.
That's about it, really. And it gives you you have disadvantage on certain things in sunlight. So there's probably even more reason why you want to get out of here.
So I guess as soon as he looks at me and looks away, I'm just gonna turn and start walking away in that direction again.
I would have stayed behind y'all the whole time. Like I motioned y'all forward.
Yeah, try to make sure that she's in front of me simply because I'm responsible for her.
Yeah. If you want to walk away, you're gonna have to give me a stealth check against both of their perceptions.
Yeah, she goes, well, do you want to do that, or do you want to find the man that stabbed you? She looks up.
That will be done by capable people.
I know, since I already know where he is.
That will be done by capable people. Any motion forward.
She kind of looks at you, looks back.
Selthor is a vampire, just FYI.
Yeah, I know. Starts walking on.
Starts walking where?
With you.
So towards the base.
Yes.
Okay, I bring up the flank.
Cool. You guys head back into the base. That ship is going to be ready after a minute. Where is her name? Why can I not find her name? Scarlet. Sylvana approaches and walks in and says, "Sir, that all that will be ready in about 15 minutes." She hands you the report orders that you need to sign off on the order.
Okay. I want to double check everything that's on it.
Yeah, it's all correct.
All correct. No advanced weaponry, all in heavy armor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
She takes it and then after you've signed it, she walks out of the room. She leaves.
I should probably turn this in.
How many of them are actual vampires?
As of right now, none of them. Considering you're going to a place that isn't Seal, vampires don't really work super well.
So Melandra isn't a vampire?
Oh, Melandra is a vampire. I'm sorry. Yes, there's one vampire.
What about Citro?
Citro is not a vampire.
Okay. The two of Nolan's men.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know them?
Sure, probably. I mean, you've talked with the tacticians, I assume, considering your abilities.
Yeah. I want to make sure one of them is fluent in all Solemite languages.
Okay. Nelian, Morian, Arbian. Yeah.
And then I want the other one, or at least one of them, to be fluent in True Common, and then several of the other.
Sir, you wish to speak with me. They said they wanted me to serve you, sir. It's one of the tacticians. His name's Velsit.
His name's what?
Velsit.
And I know this guy.
Yeah, he's one of the tacticians.
Okay.
He speaks. He languages are his thing.
Okay. So he's basically knows all languages.
How many? They said you needed someone who speaks his languages, sir.
That is correct. We are sending a squad to the kneeling or the Solemite games, right?
Muslim Ha.
Yes. I need you gathering all kinds of information you can on
Yes,
anyone.
sir. How many languages do you need me to speak?
Morian?
I speak Morian, Nelian, Arabian. I speak Draconic. I speak Elvish. I speak Sylvan. I speak Vissel, Infernal, Celestial. I speak Lebastin. I speak Notuari. I speak Orcish. How many more languages do you need me to speak?
I know I need you to not speak one of those. Not a word.
Draconic, sir?
You might want to get a different guy then.
Selfo nods and says, "Not a single word in Draconic unless we're spoken to first."
Understood, sir. It will be so.
He nods his head.
Yeah, he does.
He said, and he says, "And don't wear the armor either. Blend in."
They can blend in. Casts mask as own and looks like a human.
So is he a vampire?
He is, yes.
Okay.
When you said language people, he approached. He is a vampire.
Okay. So he's going for that 2 vampires total.
Yeah. Including Eliza would make it 3.
Okay. Liza. Okay. And then the other tactician.
You're cutting out, Garrett. What'd you say?
Throw in an extra guy for the other tactician.
Okay. Yeah.
But there should be 2 guys with crossbows, 6 guys with melee weapons.
Yeah. So that ship is ready. They board the ship. But they're waiting for that report on Libby. At that point, Sato, I need a mood setter. You know what happened to Libby, right? Or what the official report is, right? No? Okay, Siren, you
Nope.
you set the mood because you know what happened.
Like what? About like what happened to Libby?
Someone's about to come report to Selthor.
Okay. What song? Let's see if
Sato,
this
what's
works.
that? I think it's accursed. Sato is. Oh.
Let's see if this works.
Song.
No, I don't think this works. No. Here, I've hold up.
I can probably figure something out.
No, this is not a siren. Clear this, please. I think I've got something.
Something dark and mysterious and haunty.
Not mysterious. No.
No.
More sad.
Yeah.
Definitely strings based.
I would say more intense than sad. Like emotionally intense.
Here, I got something. Matches the words intense and kind of sad. But it's way more intense than I remembered it being.
Hold up, I saw this.
It calms down after a little bit. I don't like
give
it.
it
How about
okay.
you could do 100 strings?
Play it, Sato. Lieutenant Colonel?
Yes.
Sylvana walks in the room, and Jadeson and the others walk up behind her and say, "We'll take care of it. You're dismissed." She walks away. Theodore steps forward and says, "Sir," and hands you a report.
Oh, I take the report.
From the 5th Division. Hold up, I've got to go look at my numbers again. From the 2nd Corps, sir. 8th Division. 3rd Regiment. 8th Battalion, 6th Company, 2nd Platoon. Squad number 18 has gone missing. That's what's on the report.
Only squad member 18.
That's Libby's squad, sir.
Oh, I thought. Never mind. I thought you were saying. I thought you said squad member 18.
No, squad number 18, yeah. But you probably didn't know. I mean, you might. I don't know if you did, but
I feel like I would have. I tracked
okay.
everywhere she went. Yeah.
The whole squad's missing, sir. The vehicle that they were transporting was transporting fluid for the new Air Force, and it's been emptied and destroyed. It's destroyed as best as savages could, but the squad is all missing.
Everyone's missing.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Is this before or after Ronan
Before.
sent this message?
Before.
Is Sabrielle in this room?
Yeah, she's waiting on the other end of the room, getting ready to get on the carriage.
Belthor looks up and calls Sabrielle over.
That's your clue, Emily. Sabrielle? Emily? You're muted. Emily, can you hear us?
Imani!
Where did she go? We're in the middle of a D&D session.
It's probably her internet.
Yeah, I was just about to
The
say
internet
that.
needs to stop sabotaging our game.
She still lives with her
Bring
parents.
her to your
since-
house.
Where does she live?
Doesn't matter. She's moving to your house now.
Okay. She can take over
I
the
mean,
role
I
then.
don't
I'll
think
sleep on the couch anyway.
Isaac would personally prefer that, but whatever.
I forgot she's married.
Yeah.
Did you disconnect her,
She's gone.
Sato?
Did I disconnect her? No.
Oh, okay.
I did not.
Okay, well,
Vader, why did you make the plot hinge on someone's with the worst internet?
Thought.
Darius, you back?
just kidding. Oh, Sabrielle's back. Oh, she's still muted.
Emily.
While we're waiting on Emily, we're gonna head over to Ross. Ross, what have you been doing?
I think I want to look into angels.
Okay. You go to the library to do that?
Yeah.
So, at what point does everyone else get to start
I just started Ross.
playing secret missions?
Oh, does everyone else get to start playing secret missions? Oh.
The game is not always about playing.
So you go to the library then?
Yeah.
Okay. You head to the library and you see a woman, a vampire woman, sitting, a nun, sitting there. She looks up and says, "What can I do for you?"
I'm looking for books on angels.
Beings
And
of
for their
celestial
craft.
origin are an oft debated topic of whether or not the first dragon created any, as very few have ever been spotted. If you're referring to beings of higher planes of existence, those would be found in the books on. She kind of rolls her fingers for a second and says, "Hmm. She kind of brushes her chin as if she had a beard, but she doesn't have a beard, so it's kind of weird, honestly, looking at her. Amelia! A younger vampire woman approaches and says, "Yes, Mother Macedon." Mother Macedon is out right now. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mother Silunius. What can I do for you? Help this young lady find what she's looking for. Yes, Mother Silunius.
I want to find books on angels.
Well, angels, well, you've come to the right place. She starts walking beside you. Angels are a often debated topic, much like,
I have been told that already.
oh, very well. Well, you know, there is the first dragon has many things that some people don't consider canon. However, you know, those of us with an open mind that go looking can find what is written and understand that it's not necessarily what has been set up for us. You know, there are other things that we can find other than what was perhaps intentionally put before us. Let's see. There is for instance, the book
Is
of.
there anything on truces between the angels and something else?
If you're referring to Scroll 23, it is also considered not canon. She kind of looks around and goes, "Nobody knows about this, but come with me."
I follow.
She
And
walks
it
around the
begins.
corner, walks up to a door, to a little shelf, moves. It's in this room full of gigantic bookshelves that are stories high. She comes to a small bookshelf that you might find in someone's house today, grabs the side of it, moves one book, and pushes one book in, and then the whole bookshelf slides over to the side. And there's a door behind it.
Awfully sophisticated for a library.
She sticks a key in, turns and says, "This is St. Herman's Cathedral, ma'am, not a mere library." Turns the key, and there's a hiss, and you walk in, and there are glass rooms, each one with a book. Sealed. They're inside of these little areas. She goes, "They're vacuum chamber rooms. They vacuum sealed, prevents the books from decaying." You see some of the books they're set up. All of them are set up on pedestals. Their pages are turned. Some of the books don't have areas for you to go into the room, and they just have these little. There are chains wrapped around some of them. Those sorts of things. Give me a perception check. Sato, it's really funny that I understood you even though you're muted.
19. What did he say?
19. You think it's a trick of the eye, but one of the books looked like they moved.
What sort of books do you keep down here that they need chains?
Oh, those are just decorative, I assure you. They're very old books, and we just keep them in place. Just prevent
Can I
them.
get an insight check on that?
Sure.
Oh, 14.
She's lying.
I'm pretty sure I would know magic books when I see them.
Would you know? Couldn't say. You see, there are 23 scrolls there are 22 scrolls is what we're all taught. But most of us know about scroll number 23, the non-canon discussion of dark beings from other realms. Very few know about scroll 24. She pulls something back and you see a scroll sitting on a pedestal. There's a faint glow coming out of it. You see, this scroll is kept in here for a different reason. Not because you're afraid it will decay, but on the contrary, it heals all living creatures that come within its presence.
How?
It's apparently blessed somehow. Some sort of spell is on top of it. But
Can I look at the scroll?
well, ma'am,
No, I didn't say that in character. I look at the scroll. Can I tell, anything? I'm guessing that would be Arcana,
it's written in ancient Draconic.
which I don't read.
Cool. I mean, it's similar enough to modern Draconic that you could probably pick up some things from it.
Would I have to read for it? Roll for it, or?
No, you look over it and it reads Celestius Divinitate Tutori Esmirium Cientava. Take from that what you will.
Any idea on what it's about?
It's about beings from other planes. Beings of light. Tell me, you've heard stories of the 23rd scroll, but have you ever actually seen it?
No.
Neither have I. We've all seen the repercussion, the picture of it, strewn on walls saying, "This book is canon," debates flying here and there. But she points at a black room. There's a glass at the end of the other side of the room. It's solid black. It's kept in there. You want to see it? She says with a brilliant smile on her face. Her teeth pearly white and her face glistening.
I'm assuming you want to show me.
I would love to show it to you. It's very rare that I'm allowed to bring people down here.
Can I make an insight check? Is this some sort of trap?
Sure?
I don't know. She's 17.
I mean, it appears like she's excited about her work.
Okay. Okay then. Show it to me.
She approaches and brace yourself. Touches a slider at the side of it, and you see the glass shifts from being opaque and becomes see-through. And you see a foggy smoke surrounding a scroll that looks like it's been decaying for millennia, but somehow is still held together by some miracle.
I'm assuming this one tells of darker beings.
Oh, right so. Unlike that one in there, I've actually read this one. The scroll number 24, as it heals the living, does something very different to our kind.
Do you know if there's a connection between the two?
Well, my personal belief is that if the dragon did not want for us to read these books, he would not have provided them to us. So they must have some merit to them. If he did not want us to think that they were his words, then he would have destroyed them a long time ago. Alas, these books remain, and we can read them, so I assume there is perhaps some connection between them. If the books are to be believed, there are indeed higher beings, beings on other planes of existence, beings that represent concepts such as law, beings that represent destruction and chaos. Could you even imagine such a creature? She starts shaking with excitement. A being of pure knowledge.
Do you know if there's one around death?
About death, I'm sure there's something in there, but like I said, none of us have ever been able to read scroll number 24, so we can't actually say. It's kept under lock and key, you might say. Mortals aren't allowed back here. Very few vampires are allowed back here. But I figured someone of your status, she says, glancing at your insignia.
My insignia?
You're a consul.
Oh, I was promoted.
You're acting consul, but you know.
Ah. Okay.
Or is the badge the
This
same for
wasn't-
console and acting console?
More or less, yeah. It's the same badge.
This is very interesting. How are these theories when these books obviously have a magical effect?
Have you never met a man who could cast magic?
Fair. Well, since we cannot read them,
Well, I mean, you're more than welcome to step inside. Cannot promise you any good results.
what do you mean by step inside?
The room, of course. As you can
Oh,
see
you're in the room.
with the scrolls, the room with the scrolls.
Oh,
They're in separate little glass rooms, like individual glass rooms.
yeah, I thought we were walking into them.
No, like they're open, but you haven't walked into them yet. Like they you can see into them, and you know you could walk in there. You could open a door, and you'd probably hear a hiss and walk in. The other rooms are all pressurized. These rooms are not pressurized, but they are made of Lexar laminate. 6 inches, she says, tapping the plastic glass.
I'm assuming people have tried going in there before with less than favorable results.
Oh, they've gone in. She walks over to another side of the room, pulls open a folder, walks over to you and sets down some pictures. You see people with their eyes, like from their eyebrows down to their cheekbones, just burnt, like flat, like someone had put boiling oil right there and then taken a torch to their face at that part, just scar tissue. There's another person, his hands are blisters, like giant blisters, ready to pop. Another person, his hands are burnt away down to the bone. There are numerous results. Who can say what yours would be? Would you like to find out?
I can't believe this nun is like, hey, do you want to get brutally injured?
But there's a chance that you could weather the pain enough to read something in the book. She's a scientist.
And I have...
You are her only volunteer available.
Can I ask Aziraphale?
Can you ask Aziraphale what?
Never mind. Train.
That sounds really cool,
Um,
Mike.
It's really cool. I love the sound of trains. It's just it was vibrating my entire head. Maybe on a later date.
Well, you want to read about them? There's your opportunity to do so. You might not ever be able to get down in here again. Who can say?
Why are you doing this, Vader?
I'm doing nothing. Our dear adept sister Amelia is doing it.
Do I want to risk mortal injury to try and read a book? Sadov's like, yes! Do I want to flip a coin to see which one I try first?
I mean, anyone can read the Dark Scroll. You could be the first to read the Scroll of Light.
Anyone can read the Dark Scroll? I thought you just
Any
said
vampire.
that was...
Not to
Oh
mention
no,
you were
mortals
invited.
cannot touch it. Mortals who are in its presence are She goes and grabs another set of files and brings them out to you and hands you the pictures. You see lifeless dried husks and what looks like shadows standing next to them.
I'm just gonna say Ross is not reacting at all to these photos.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, out of character. Vampires can read the dark book, but no one so far has been able to read the light book.
Yeah, that is correct.
Wait, mortals can't... What? They could just bring in a mortal and kill him after. Sorry.
Mortals have not been able to read it either. The light book.
Because they're not allowed in, or they just physically can't read?
They can't. They're not enough. A myriad of reasons. One, they're not allowed in.
I thought it healed them.
Two, it heals living creatures. The one mortal they tried to get to read it, he touched the scroll and his hands were burnt off. That was the guy where his hands were burnt down to the bone.
Oh, I thought those were vampires. I guess vampires just get dusted.
The rest of those were vampires, yes, but the mortals that touched it, the one mortal they brought in to try and read it, the guy who could read Ancient Draconic, his hands were burnt off and he died.
And the book is closed?
The scroll is closed, yes.
Let's read the dark one first.
Oh. She opens the door and there's a little bit of a hiss, and you see the dark, shadowy stuff starts falling off the scroll and heading in your direction.
I keep walking towards the scroll.
Cool, you walk over there and you look down at it, and there indeed is a scroll before you, and one might even convince you that you hear whispers.
You're really quiet. I don't know if we're supposed to be able to understand that.
They're whispers.
Yeah. Can I read it?
It's written in Ancient Draconic. And you look down and you see the words Dracari Zekres Mutari Interium.
I'm assuming I can memorize it.
You look back down and you see the words Dracari Alterum Voltus. In the same spot.
What do you mean? Like it changed?
You did not see any change.
Okay, I'm gonna look away and look back.
You see the words Infarnus Dracari Alterum Voltus. Look away and look back.
Yeah.
You see the words, Rothmirum Celtus Ionas.
Do the same thing again.
You say Rothmirum Asmodeus Salnursos.
Again.
You see the words, Reis.
Again.
You see the word Ross.
Again.
Words begin to grow, occupying most of the scroll. Your vision
Okay.
begins to darken around the edges, and all you can see is the scroll. You realize,
hold my ground.
you realize that your hands are now gripping the edges of the scroll. The whispering begins to get louder. You feel your muscles begin to move on their own, starting to expand the scroll a little bit, to roll out more words. Ross. Ignisum. Mortalis. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Dirty 20.
Your vision returns to normal, and the scroll is full of just normal ancient Draconic.
Put the scroll down.
Cool.
You're not gonna read it?
Wait, didn't I already just read it?
I don't know, it sounded to me like you just unlocked the scroll. Maybe I was hearing it wrong.
Oh, okay. Maybe, okay, I'll just read it.
That's up to Germ.
Yes, you look down at the scroll. Let me just type this up so I make sure I don't... You guys can pronounce it however you want. It's pronounced Dracoris Theosis Infanferis Fa Profratus Asmodeus Iscratum Duet.
Okay. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
The whole scroll.
No, those are the first words. I mean, I can keep going if you want me to.
I mean,
Can you translate them to something she actually understands? Or does her
I have-
character
I
not
don't
know
read
Ancient
it.
Draconic?
This is to what I've sent y'all is
Mhm.
what ancient this is to English what ancient Draconic is to Draconic.
Okay, I thought she actually stood under... Yeah, never mind.
No. So what you guys see here is close to English, and so what you think it means in English is probably a good guess of what it means. But that is y'all's
Mhm.
comprehension of these things. So, if you want to, Siren, you can tell me what you think this means.
Dragon Theory in Infernal of Profratus.
It's all caps, so it's probably part of Prophetus Asmodeus, one word.
Yeah, the like progenitor. No.
Asmodeus. Who dat?
I don't know what Osmodeus is.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Cool. To be fair, her character wouldn't know what Asmodeus is.
Oh, wouldn't he? I figure he's a big deal. Sounds like it's written in combination with someone, but I can't tell.
Jackson,
something.
she's supposed to be reading it.
No, I don't speak whatever this gunk is, okay?
In
Well, I mean, you definitely got it correct. Do you want me to go on? I mean, I can keep writing if you want me to.
I mean, I don't want to like clog up time.
Are you kidding? This is a puzzle. This is amazing. This is what D&D's about.
Okay, keep going. Okay, keep going then.
Hold up. Sorry, Emily, are you back? Because I know she has to go to bed generally before everyone else, and I would
Emily.
like to, if at all possible, finish her thing up and send her away.
Hey.
Wow, heartless.
We can't hear you though.
Present, but the Wi-Fi is knocking me in and out, and I've disconnected like 5 times.
Cool.
But
All
yay,
right, well,
I'm here.
Here's what happened. So, Selthor just got a report. You're getting ready to leave. Selthor called you over to him. Selthor, what do you say? You're muted.
When she approaches, he looks at Sabriel. He says, "There's been a squad that has been captured by more than likely the Zolamites."
But I don't think I'm coming through. Oh, man.
Oh, no, we can hear you, Emily. We can hear you. We can hear you. Can she hear us is the question. Oh, she's gone. You know what, Garrett, just you go, like, you have her number, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Go call Emily, and just you two talk out the remainder of your scene, and that's all she needs for. After that, as soon as that scene's over, they get on the ship and they leave. So you can go call her and talk her through that last little bit there. Just play out y'all's scene
She
together.
is here, by the way.
Yeah, I know she's here, but we can't hear her and she can't hear us. So
Okay. Well, I'm going to. Do we have a way to contact them once they're?
yeah, they have a radio on them. They'll have a radio when they leave.
Okay.
Cool. If you would go do that, I'd mucho apreciato.
Yep.
Iskratum duet.
If that's the end of her stuff, that's
Yes,
the end of my
yes, it
stuff
is.
too, right?
You can go with them. No, you're already in the carrot. So yeah, that's the end of your stuff, Sato. You can head out if you desire to. Cool,
I think
cool.
I'm gonna do that.
Iskrat
Bye.
Asmodeus Iskratum duet.
All those years studying root words is finally paying off. I hate my life.
I mean, I'm not doing too bad so far, am I?
No, you answered the thing I didn't know. It is
Oh,
just
the first part?
it helps to think things through when you can bounce ideas off somebody. It's the power of Vader. Why you gotta be a butt?
Miknal Hasun Thramu Muro Dati Umori Lich Drafam No. So something about a lich, maybe memory?
Look at the first letter.
Miknal? What?
First letter.
Of the sentence or
The word.
Mike.
yeah. I know.
So the full phrase would be Dracoris Theosis in and
Wait!
That's his name.
Freaking hole! It's his name! I hate you! That's how you spell it?
It's Mamori Alex.
That's how you didn't say it, because
Yep.
She just like fades off, like stops trying halfway through.
Miknal Hasun Murodatimu
No.
Muri Ali.
Okay,
Nailed it.
so what does it mean? So what does this opening phrase mean?
Dragon theory, in something of the Prince of Demons with Michael.
That's actually pretty good, yeah. It is a theory, or close enough. There's another word there,
Statement.
Of the
There's it.
infernal statement of Miknefrid.
No, it is a statement on the infernal, specifically,
Oh.
Refratus
Yeah.
Asmodeus. Iscratum duet, in conjunction with this person.
Yes.
Which
'Cause
means
I
the
know what
dragon
duet
had
means.
a consultant when he wrote this scroll. He literally got
Yes.
someone like, "Hey, consulting fee. I need you to fact check my
Of course,
editorial."
Mike of all people.
Yeah, the dragon and the miter
Of course,
bros.
Mike of all people.
I was
We already knew
really
Mike wrote this.
I was really scared that y'all wouldn't figure this out.
Okay.
We
I'm-
have college
I'm half
age
decent.
people.
Yeah, no, I'm half decent on figuring out what things mean by context clues because I do it all the time in Spanish class.
Oh,
Hopefully,
yeah.
I'll be able to do this whole thing.
I
Let's
would like
go,
the
I'm-
entire scroll in Latin
keep going.
today, sir.
Yes.
I would be
Let's
more than
read this
happy to
whole
sit
thing.
here and write this up for you. The question is, will Spencer and Katie be happy as the three of us will be?
I mean, I'm not supposed to be part of it, so after
They
this, I
can
have to
join
mute
in.
myself
Everyone, join in. Come on,
and
Katie.
give you
come on.
triple
Okay,
advantage.
we can
Ugh.
pause on. No. We
Oh, what?
pause on Ross. Pause on Ross. Finish everyone else's stuff.
and then come
Because
back
I don't
to-
think I really have anything else to do.
I mean, do you want to go
Come
read
back
the
to
other
me and
one?
we'll do it.
Do you want to go read the other one? Or would you like to just stay in this
The
room?
real question
for
is, will I be
multiple
freaking
sessions?
able to?
Do
You
you
can
want do you want to just stay in this room for a while? Because like you could spend hours in here, and you and I could just I could just dish out information for you guys.
Because, I mean, this would just be scroll 23 written out.
Yeah,
Basically.
Yeah, I don't want to take up the session. That's the thing. I've always been like that. I
That's
don't want to just like.
downtime. I mean, but that's part of D&D.
Okay, so
That's...
the question is, do you want to do this? Do you want to we can come back to this scroll, but I mean, if you're gonna just sit here and read this, we're gonna cut away to someone else, and we'll come back to you after the session. And whoever wants to sit around and listen in on that is more than welcome to. If you're gonna go look at the other scroll, we're gonna finish that, and we're gonna move on to someone else.
You've hinted at if I leave here, I'm probably not gonna be able to read the other scroll. And I really want to read the other scroll.
No,
So
you
the
can't, just
connection
not
between the
this
dark and the
session.
light scroll.
You can, again,
But
you aren't losing out on opportunities. It's just your character has to spend a few hours here, so that's probably next week.
Yeah, it'll be this afternoon. Like it'll be this evening. Like her and I will stay on.
Well,
after
yeah,
everyone is
but
done,
going to
and
the
we'll
other
go.
scroll will be next session.
Yeah, if you do it this time. But if you want to go look at the other scroll, we can do some stuff right now. What do you want to
I'm
do?
not feeling my luck this game, so let's just wait till
Cool.
next.
You hang out here and look down at this scroll for a while. Amelia kind of peeks her head in and goes, I can help you read that, but do you not want to look at the other scroll, perhaps?
I
mean,
want
You
to.
were very curious about angels.
I feel like there might be something in this scroll that I will also need to know about first.
She kind of looks sad and like, oh, okay. Her smile.
It might be a while.
Cool. We're gonna fade away from you over to Mr. Hewlin von Gimsbach, who's been pestering me for like 2 weeks.
About what?
Everything.
I just have ideas and I mention them when they come to mind.
So,
What was I
Hewlin von
pestering
Gimsbach,
you about?
what would you? I'm messing with you. What would you like to do?
I mean, if you want me to pester you, there's a list of things I can go through in message history. What about this? What about that, Dad? You said soon on day 23. No. Sorry, spoilers. Actually, while he's sending out animals to the city and getting used to his new set of eyes, I wanted to go to the library.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you head out.
Because it's downtown, so if I'm already littering downtown, I want to swing by the library.
Were you hanging out in your office or?
I had been walking home from not walking home. I had been on patrol actually. That was
yes, I remember.
After King Jeffrey, I went and actually went back to the streets for a while.
Yeah, you've been on the streets. You've been walking around. Give me a perception check. Yeah, perception check, please. What's your passive perception? I don't remember.
28.
28. Jeez, roll me a passive perception check, please.
Roll you a passive check. 28.
No, roll me a perception check, please.
Oh, shame.
Come on, give it to him.
I mean, the game is about chance. If I take all that away, it's no fun. That's only a 19, which puts me at 27. I will never get over the fact that Wait, no, I must have done bad math.
Yeah, I was about to say,
passive perception is set at 20, because I have the passive modifiers that aren't active modifiers. So I have 2 passive modifiers, and one of those is from the advantage. So...
you don't get a passive modifier from advantage?
We had ruled at this character's creation. Well, first of all, normally you would, but when you first made the character, you said you'd allow it, but no one else could have the thing because it's broken.
Yes, I did, didn't I?
But advantage normally does give a +5 to passive rolls.
But we love Huel, so we'll let it slide.
Yeah, you are walking and you see one of those glyphs, one of those hellish glyphs.
Ooh. Where?
It's just on a wall in an alleyway. Just
is it still around downtown? Is this?
Yeah, it's close to downtown.
I will. Ooh. I forget. Dragonflies can see infrared, right?
Dragonflies? I couldn't tell you.
Why do people not obsess about insects the way they're supposed to?
I mean, you could Google it.
I can see ultraviolet and polarized snakes, fish, frogs, cold-blooded. I can see infrared. So I'll just... I can see ultraviolet, but not... Crap.
There are some snakes, I believe, that can see infrared.
Yeah, I'll leave a snake and a couple dragonflies.
Do you warg into them or no?
Hive.
Oh yeah, there is a brilliant hot glow coming. There is a lot of infrared coming off of this thing at the moment.
Oh. Right now? Just it?
Yep.
I will, assuming there's no one around, and that if it looks around it doesn't see anyone invisible, I will walk up and touch it and see if I can feel or hear anything just by proximity.
What's your no, you can't hear anything. No, you can. Sorry, a 28 perception. You hear
27.
That's what you hear.
So is that like a slurping sound or just a ruffling, moving sound?
Neither.
Like wind?
It's like ambient magic sound.
Oh. Okay.
That's it. I can't.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's
any quieter.
That's what the sound is.
Tell me when you stop hearing me. Can you still hear me? You still hear me? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? You need to nod your head because I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you still 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 hear me? Can it still? Okay, all right. So right there.
I have to mute Groovy. 1 second. This is.
Too much ambient.
Whoa. Is that what that sounds like?
That's what you can hear. I have no clue what that sounds like, and I look forward to listening to it on the recording.
Oh. I'm
Sounds kind
gonna
of like
make a big mental note of that sound.
How quiet was it? Like, was it quiet enough that y'all had trouble hearing it?
it was really quiet.
If you noticed, I was doing this with every volume turned on max.
Cool. Just making sure. Just making sure.
It sounded kind of like those whistles, or a didgeridoo mixed with one of those whistles.
Sounds like an insect, like one of the insects that you hear on like
Cool.
summer nights, like that.
But yeah, you heard that. So, yeah, that's what you hear, and you feel heat coming off of it. Do you touch it?
Yes.
You reach forward, and your hand begins to glow with orange light. Like the edge of your hand begins to be highlighted by orange light.
I'll pull my hand back.
Mm-hmm.
And walk away because this is mark the location in my mind and also writing it down.
Okay.
But that's freaking weird. I don't think the last one definitely didn't do that, right?
No. But you didn't like touch the wall behind it. Just saying, as your hand got close to it, it started glowing orange.
Okay.
Okay. So does that change anything that you're gonna do?
Don't go anywhere without backup. Nope. Eyes on target, soldier.
Cool. I mean, you head
Great
out.
philosophy.
You head towards the Capitol building. Are you gonna go to the library still?
Yes.
Cool.
And separately, is there an exotic pet store in town?
You're in the largest city in the planet. There is an exotic pet store in town.
Cool. I'll need to visit that after. Bestiary, whatever. There was a message I sent you vaguely, but I'll do it in RP.
Do you want to go beforehand?
After.
You want to go beforehand.
What?
After will be next week.
After.
Okay, cool. You head to the library.
Yeah.
And you walk inside and you see Mother Silnius sitting there. She looks up at you and says, "Hello, wicked child."
Is there something I did? Didn't realize I was one of the wicked ones.
Every being is full of wickedness. No man can keep themselves from the corruption of this world.
Ah, right. And I am a man. Well, I'm a male. You got me. Oh, thank you for the reminder.
It's my duty to remind people of their failings, that they might strive to be closer to the dragon.
Speaking of which, I don't suppose you could teach an educated man such as myself the location of one Sister Amelia.
Sister Amelia is currently showing around somebody. She went that way, if you desire to find her.
Thank you. And I'll make my way that way and see if I can pick up her scent.
Your passive investigation is what?
23.
20. Yeah, you know where she is.
Okay. And I don't know how this plays against the scene from Ross. I don't know if it's different days or something, but
you start walking around. You're looking through different things. You eventually round a corner and you see a bookshelf where her scent slams right into the wall.
Does this bookshelf look like it moves?
23 passive investigation. Yes, this bookshelf looks like it moves.
And yeah, that's what I rolled too. So, standard move and see if there's anything attached to the books or a sensor under any of the books.
Cool. One of the books, all the books feel like normal books except for one of them, which doesn't move outward like it should. It feels like it's latched, to, like something's holding it down at the other end.
Pull out a mirror, check behind it, make
behind
sure
it?
I'm not going to break anything.
There is, in fact, a latch. It looks like it slides backwards.
So I'll do that.
You slide it backwards and you hear a click. You slide
Make
it
sure all the
back.
other books are settled nicely before
Yeah, all the other books are
I
settled
want to
nicely.
disturb a library.
Of course. We would never want to upset Mother Silnius.
And I'll leave one stink bug behind me if I can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, a stink bug pops up. Your hive ability is active fully.
And I want it to poop at the door entrance. Not
Okay.
poop. Stink.
It blasts its stink bug spray right at the entrance.
Yeah, I can
It-
stay behind.
Stinks it right up.
it distorts still, so it's harder for other
Right.
people like me to follow.
Yep.
Look in.
Cool. You push the bookshelf aside, and there's there's a big old open door right there.
Oh, this isn't
Like it's when I say a big old
Yeah.
door, like it's like 2 feet of steel.
Does it have a combination or anything?
It's open.
Like, what would normally open this door?
A key.
Cool. Mental note. Okay, key. And I'll knock on the door.
Cool.
Does the bookshelf close behind me if I step in?
Yes, it does.
Okay, then I'll step in so it doesn't like hit me.
Yeah.
These technologies are not always.
Yeah, you step in, the
Safe.
bookshelf closes behind you.
Do I see a way to open it before I knock?
No, you don't. Not on your passive investigation.
Check that first. Make
Okay.
Oops.
Give me an investigation check, please.
15.
Yeah, no, you don't. You don't see anything.
Well. Oh, brother.
Who's there? You hear Amelia's voice.
And knock on the door while I answer. Hey, Sister Amelia.
Oh,
Was
Mr.
I thought
Gimspot.
it was like a private reading place of yours. I didn't. This looks a bit more serious.
It's a little bit more serious, my lord. What are you doing here?
Oh, I just wanted to. There's this. I got this cool ability, and I figured, maybe you could use some company when you're reading. And
Cool ability? What ability?
sorry, I'm getting all out of. It's a thing I've been working on. But first, could I ask?
Is your eye patch on?
No.
Mike is in the glass to your left.
Mike is in the glass?
Yeah, like as a reflection.
Oh, okay. And I would be... Ooh, I took off my shades.
Mhm.
Oh. Because normally I would wear my shades when I don't have the eye patch on, so people can't tell the eye color. But, ooh. Oh well, she's seen it. Focus. Whew. I don't know what's in here. It's just a super suspicious room.
Yes,
Oh.
ability?
Sorry, I'm getting all ahead of myself. I was just really curious if you had like a favorite animal. Like
A favorite animal. Wow.
a certain kind of bird or like a little ferret or something.
To tell you the truth, I was that weird little child. I loved I loved butterflies. I was, all the girls in my class, they wanted bats or dragons or gargoyles. But no, my favorite was a butterfly. Yes, I know. Weird outlier, but that's my favorite.
Then I'm gonna reach in and grab a cigar case. Although it's just a metal case, it could be
Uh-huh.
and open it and summon a household butterfly.
Oh, thank you.
And
Is that
it's a bit of a longer story, but there's me and me and the butterfly have a kind of connection. So if you're reading anything really interesting, you can just like snap in front of the butterfly, and I can read it too.
Oh, that is most impressive.
And I mean, you could tell it to go away if you want or something. I don't mean to pry. I really like learning, and I've not really had a lot of time to get into the books with my work. And I figured you could have some company, and it might teach me a thing.
I very much so appreciate that, Lord Gemsbach.
If it's not like allowed, this place looks like maybe I'm not. But
this is Ross. You can hear the commotion outside.
This, and well, I may be like scratching my head because that's a nervous tick of mine. I like to think he's just sitting there, just like tense, and maybe a little like shifting feet, but not the full-on wreck that I am.
Yeah, but Ross, you can hear what's going on outside. Does Ross do anything? She hears like some kind of conversation. You're muted, Siren.
If it keeps going for much longer, she's gonna start to get annoyed.
Yeah, they're still talking out there. Their conversation starts to drag.
You know, the whole, what are you doing? What's going on? How's it going?
I'm going to yell, like, can we please take this conversation into a different area? I am trying to focus.
Oh. Amelia kind of like raises her eyebrows like, oops.
We'll keep it down. We know it's a library. Sorry.
You don't happen to be a scholar of ancient Draconic, do you?
I'm barely a scholar in Draconic. I don't. But I knew a guy who could.
Do you know someone who can read ancient Draconic? A mortal, perhaps?
There was a mortal who had a thing where he could read stuff, but that was Hassel. And sorry,
Hassel, who was the man who was let go?
Meant to tell you about that, but there is still some paperwork being sorted and rules, what have you. The other day, he committed suicide, and
she covers her mouth with her hand. Oh no, Huel, I'm so sorry. She steps forward and grabs your hand and is like, "Are you okay?"
I wasn't hurt, but sorry. I got used to being excited when I heard about magic because he had a lot of potential. Too many sleepless weekends and a rough time with the family.
So sorry. You see that Mike is drifting across the different the glass rooms until he's at the one at the far end of the room. He looks over at you and says, This is familiar to me."
And I'll just have my eye bouncing. Is that room filled with darkness and stuff?
No, there's a simple thing in the middle of it. It's a glowing scroll on a white pedestal.
Try to focus on, eyes front. Sorry to have bothered you, Amelia. It's part of the job. I just caught me by surprise is all it's still a little fresh.
She looks at you and says, "Caught you by surprise? I should say so. No, it's not part of the job. People's lives are more valuable than that. If it was... Do you think we could just hand-wave human life like this? No. They're far too valuable to our society. He was a lord... He might have been immortal, but he was a lord deputy. That man played a vital role in our society.
And he did the one thing to make sure we couldn't bring him back. He wanted to go.
Oh my, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. He made his choice. It wasn't... I knew he was struggling. I should have been more help to him. But the part that caught me by surprise wasn't what happened.
She takes both your hands in her hands and goes, Mr. Gimspot.
Mine are way bigger.
Yeah, I know. She goes, Mr. Gimspot. It is not your fault. People make their own decisions. People make their own choices. And it doesn't matter how bad it is or how much they hurt you. You must understand that it had nothing to do with you. She kind of looks sad a little bit and she goes, people make their own choices. You have to let them own that.
But of course. But it's hard to mourn someone's choice that they made intentionally. Because they're the ones with the consequences, not me.
A look passed over her face. What's your passive insight?
18?
Roll an insight check for me, please.
17 plus 8, 25?
Yeah, you don't know what's going through her head right now. There's some kind of look on her face.
There's always more you wish you could have done, and I'm sorry to see him gone, but...
Yeah,
there's nothing more noble than making a choice for yourself and sticking to it.
I think I am connected. I know this.
And I... You know how my brain's always focused on, like, everything. Can't help but stare. What is that thing over there glowing? It's not your
eyes. Her eyes. Oh, well, my lord. That thing on the pedestal. That thing on the pedestal, she says, is like she looks like with her eyes first and her head follows, and she kind of stops when she looks at the glass and goes, That. She looked very confused. That's a scroll. She kind of rubs her eyes a little bit and goes, yeah, that's a scroll. It's an older scroll written in ancient Draconic.
Are these like putting some common sense pieces together? Scrolls, sealed glass, super thick door. Wait, are these like these scrolls?
Some of them are in here. 5, 18, and 23.
What happened to the rest of them?
We don't know where they are. The original manuscripts have been long since lost. There's a big old giant Jory on my screen. Why did that happen?
Because Jory is the best thing to have on any screen.
All right, Jackson. You're allowed to flirt in game, not out of game. She says, yeah, 23 is right here. Actually, that's where the person's reading, and it's a debated thing. But because there was only ever one copy of it, you've heard of 23, I assume, the non-canon about the darker creatures.
Is the door open?
The door to 23 is open, yes.
The butterfly is gonna go look.
The one with the dark one? Okay, cool.
Yes.
You flutter in there, and you see Ross von Wittelsbach is in there reading this scroll.
How close does this butterfly get to me?
Not in your vision. It would go through the door and stick up above. And depending on how gently it can do, if you have like thick leather pauldrons, it might land on a shoulder. Nothing that would disturb hair or air, if it can help it.
The main reason 23's origin is debated is because it was supposedly co-written, which is, blasphemous, of course. But I don't believe in such a word. Mother Silnius would skin me if I said that, but I don't see Mother Silnius right now. So.
Still at the front desk, telling people they're sinners.
I cannot
wicked
wait.
child, I think the phrase was.
Oh my, I'm sorry about that. She's, despite what she appears like, she is quite the scholar, and so she has my respect.
I mean, she's not wrong. I ain't perfect.
Yes.
The wicked's, I guess, depends on your definition, but yeah.
Yes, quite so. There are different things. But, 20, that one over there, is also claims to be of divine origin. Also co-written. But whereas 23 has numerous copies, 24 has no such copies.
And wait, 23 is the one copied by... Because it's vampires can see it and copy it?
Yes.
So, okay, so they have 24 is the bright one.
Mm-hmm.
Well...
primarily because it heals living creatures and does different things to our kind.
Oh. Like, guess that's not just a light y'all put in there.
No, it's not.
Big ugly dose of sunlight. Ooh, divine light? Is that... Oh.
Something like that, yes. It would not be pleasant to your skin, she says, and as she says that, she kind of grabs her right shoulder with her left hand.
Don't suppose you've ever given it a try.
There's a kind of sad smile that touches her face and goes, "Unfortunately, no, I can't read it."
Sounds like you tried.
She squeezes her shoulder a little bit.
Well,
I would be a failure as a scholar if I did not. She kind of pulls her like suit jacket part back a little bit, revealing her shoulder, and it's just scar tissue.
oh. Well, you said it heals mortals. Does the other one heal vampires? Or is...
I wish it merely whispers to us. Turns mortals into shadows.
Kind of like that butterfly.
Yes, quite so, quite like. She gasps.
Yes? What is it? Like, do a quick 360. Amelia,
Your
what's
shadow
wrong?
is a household
Yes?
created out of creatures that you've consumed. And it creates shadows out of creatures that it... She looks up at you. Could there... Her eyes go wide.
What? Do you think a shadow could take the book?
No, Mr. Gemsbach. I think you just
Think
saw...
the book
one of the-
ate the people?
Yes, well, that's all been an understood fact, but... She looks in there. But it's a vampiric ability, Mr. Gemsbach.
Well, you said he wrote it with someone else. Maybe he wrote it with a vampire. Or maybe we got it from...
You've known Amelia for a while now, and every time you
Yeah.
look at her, she's this pleasant girl. She's smiling. She keeps on a customer service face.
Smiling, brilliant, friendly.
Yeah.
Excitable.
smile on her face right now is far from any of those things. There is a truly twisted expression on her face right now. One of pure joy and jubilee, but not from a position of you and I would understand it.
Malevolent jubilee.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
something just stepped into a trap and she's a spider.
Yes. Exactly.
A hungry, malicious grin.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Cool.
And then she kind of like snaps herself back to like neutral.
Customer service face.
Yes. Mhm.
What's going through your head? I can see there's a
Numerous
lot.
things. If it were co-written, it could be a sentient item. It could be a book that is possessed by the soul of a vampire, which could mean the other is... She kind of looks over at the glowing one. I do not know exactly what it means, but there are numerous implications. If the figure mentioned as the co-writer were in fact a vampire, well, that would... She looks up at you.
Validate all the problems, wouldn't it?
The cult of the vampire would be indisputably canon.
There's a cult of the vampire? Wait, what?
You guys
Wait.
follow the cult. She goes, excuse me, yes, but sorry. As a theologian, there are things that we study that other people are less aware of. The cult of the vampire is the belief that vampires are the supreme being that currently exists in the absence of the dragons, which is as you are aware, the dominant religious belief within the country of Lavassa.
Makes sense.
Whereas people such as in the Magisterium or Dragonites within Zadia or Chinggis or anywhere else in the country typically don't share that belief.
Which makes us the cult of the vampire.
Quite so. The cult of the
Makes
vampire,
sense.
as was founded by the progenitor, a brilliant scholar himself. May he rest in peace. She says, glancing at one of the glass rooms.
Jesus. Like mentally thinking it.
Do you say that out
I'm
loud?
not saying
Jackson?
it. I'm just like, I winced and thought that in all caps. Like, ooh,
Wait, what word did you think?
pieces. Because he was vivisected.
Yeah.
And-
Cool. You
Oh.
yeah, you think that, and she goes, that could... I could use a mind such as yours in here. You might not be good with it, but you're a deducer. You could perhaps read a little bit.
I get crazy insights all the time. This room
Cool.
seems sparkling with ideas. As I like just make dead eye contact with Mike and one of the pieces of glass.
He kind of like drifts back over to the one that you're looking at and like looks inside of it. It looks like it's a bunch of chains.
A bunch of chains?
And this doesn't really look like a book. It looks more like a vial of some kind.
Did he say vial or file?
Vial.
The dark book? Or the one
No.
of the books in the first room?
Yeah, one of the books in the first room. You looked at it. You said you looked at a piece of glass. He drifted over
Oh,
there, and he...
I thought I was gonna make dead eye contact with him because his reflection in the glass. I was gonna say this room's sparkling with ideas and be like, Mike is because he's the
yes, he
creature of knowledge. But if he's next to a book making
Yeah.
eyes at it, same.
yeah, he says, I don't believe this looks less like a book and more like a vial. Do you like glance over that way?
Oh yeah. I'm
Cool. Give me a perception check, please. Because this is not something that will fall under your passive perception. This is something you're looking for.
it's only 20.
You look over. It's only 20. Did you roll that at advantage?
Yes.
Cool. You look over there and you see
It's versus 28. Everything sucks. Okay.
it is in fact a book. It's a big old book with a bunch of chains wrapped around it, but the center of the book is cut out, and there is in fact a glowing blue vial with a finger floating in it.
What?
And
Like a devil finger or a human finger or
and a single sharp nail at the end.
does any of that make sense to me? Why someone would cut out a couple chapters and stick liquid and a finger and a nail?
There is a needle sticking through lengthwise of the finger, and several additional ones sticking in, going different directions, like parallel to the knuckle or the other or the nail. They're long black needles that stick through it, almost touch the edge of the vial.
Yeah. So maybe I'm prying already, but what are all these? Like, what's that book?
She looks over and says, "Oh, don't worry about it. Give me an insight check."
Ah! Nat 1.
Cool. Mike continues to obsess over the other books as you walk into this room, and we cut away from you to our friend Selthor. What do you do as Sabriel gets on the thing and leaves? Is there anything you need to update me first before that?
I just told her that the squad was captured by the Zolomites,
Mm-hmm.
and that was Libby's squad. That this might turn into a rescue mission, that I'll keep her updated. And I restated to her no advanced weaponry. She handed over her railgun. And then she left.
Cool. All right. Yeah, she leaves, and what do you do?
I want reports from all missing squad. And then I want to figure out what's going on with Libby's squad.
Cool. You start getting reports from different squads. Before long, Ackerman comes in and says, "Have they left already?"
They are headed for the games.
Good. And they're going to pick up Libby, yes?
Selthor gives a deep sigh and says, "About that."
Ackerman, he's pouring himself a crimson drink, stops, and he looks at you out of the corner of his eye.
He says, he looks up, and he's been compiling a list of reports that he was about to actually give to Ackerman, and hands it over.
He takes the report and says, "Missing soldiers."
Specifically, your daughter.
My daughter has been reported missing. AWOL?
No, sir.
He sets the drink down, picks it back up, drinks it all, and says, No, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Where was the last place she was seen?
Where's the last place? What?
She was seen.
They were escorting a cargo ship with fuel for the Air Force project, and
He's tapping his hand on the counter.
I gave their last recorded position too.
This is completely unacceptable, Lieutenant Colonel Selthor. No. Libby cannot be missing right now. She must attend. Lieutenant Colonel Selthor, I give you permission to exercise all the authority given by me to locate Libby Ackerman. You now speak with my authority on this issue. Get it done.
Yes, sir.
What's going through Selthor's head as he says all of this?
Does he have foreign affairs abilities?
Not really.
No. Okay. Selthor's determined that he's going to find Livy already.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool. You step over there to go look over some of this stuff, and he stepped out of the room, and you continue to look over these things. He walks back in the room with like 8 other people, and they start going through reports together, looking through things. And we're going to cut away from you. Dabinid, you are sitting over a little thing, and as Sarah has like multiple welding tools in her hands, you're upside down, like your face is going north, she's going south. You're looking up, she's looking down, and there's like this construction in between the two of you, and you're working from the bottom and she's working from the top with like 6 dozen tools. You're welding different things together, tacking them on. Yeah, you are working. You finished one arm, and she says, "I finished this part."
Are you sure? Did you check the inside in that little spot that's kind
The
of hard to get to?
insulation's fine. Yes, but that. Oh, this part. Yeah. She like slides a hand over it and like slides some hairs over it and twists, and the insulation is back in position. Having hairs, you know, that like you essentially have a million tiny little tentacles, mean that there is no such thing as a difficult or awkward position.
Well, you know, if I had hair, I would, you know.
Oh, I could grow you some hair.
Oh, I think I'm good from that. I think it looks much better on others. much better.
Yourself. She continues to weld different parts of it together. I need a technology check at double advantage, please.
Ooh, sweet. Double advantage, so roll 3 times?
Roll 3 times, take the highest.
Oh, that's cocked. That is an... Oh, what is the number? 18 plus 5, 23.
Yeah, this thing's coming along pretty well. It functions as an exoskeleton at this point. It'll take time to get enough of the fluid you needed built together. But so you haven't had a chance to test that aspect of it. But you could go ahead and test how comfortable a million needles sticking into your back would be.
Ooh. Why not? Perfect time for everything.
Cool. You stand up, take your shirt off. I forget what your stats are. What's your strength?
My strength? Only a 12.
Cool. You're not unfit. I mean, you look like you look okay. You're decently fit. You take your lab coat off, take your dress shirt off. You set it to the side. Yeah, you look about 12 strength. You look about what Jackson looks like. You look about like what Jackson looks like.
Except for the
What his
sunburns,
arms.
because you know, there's no sun.
Jory's
Mombasa.
like, ooh, you just roasted my man.
Or she's like, oh, Devin is really hot right now.
She knows I'm a white boy with them farmer's tans. That ain't news. It's worse.
Jory's face is like,
it gets worse. Trust me. This is like wrong side of the moon.
I have no reason to doubt you.
She is so red. Why are you so
Jory,
red right now,
She's
Jory?
laughing at me. It happens often. Trust me.
because we've exposed her secret. She's attracted to Spencer's character.
Yeah.
A vampire Videlkin, a half vampire, half Videlkin fish creature. Yes, I cannot think of anything more attractive than this.
And you equated me to
Of course.
Jackson.
He may be a fish, but he's a ripped fish.
He is Jackson. I said he looks like
I am
you.
sushi.
Oh, never mind then. Because you can't get any better than this.
Oh, And
Anyways.
she ended her face
Yeah,
cam.
anyways. So, you stand up. The thing, she lifts it up with all of her different hairs, rubs some treated pads over your back, sticks some glue things on you where the things will go in to prevent bleeding as they're withdrawn. The thing sets on your shoulders and you hear as it tightens and fits to you, and she adjusts a couple of knobs before the back piece comes down and lines up with your spine. The waist piece is attached. You extend your arms sideways and it wraps around your arms. She goes down, adjusting different pieces, and says, "Are you ready?"
I take a deep breath.
I'm
I
told you're
say,
supposed to say it won't hurt very much when things hurt a lot. So
oh,
this won't hurt very much. This won't hurt very much.
I think I can handle this amount of pain.
She turns a knob and as a needle stabs into every single one of your bones, every single joint, every single vertebrae, and I guess make a wisdom. What's a will save, Jackson?
Wisdom?
Usually wisdom.
I need a wisdom save from you. Which spends Dabanid.
All right. Oh, that's a 19 plus 4.
This
Nope.
sends
19
white
plus 7.
pain throughout your entire body. This is not pleasant.
26.
But you do not scream, and you maintain composure as the rest of it clamps down on you, adjusts, and then she lays the bare bones is connected. It's there, and then she sets the on top of the little exoskeleton that the frame you've assembled for yourself with the needles and the tube attachments. She attaches the artificial muscles going down your arm. She attaches the ones around your ribs and your torso, and then she attaches the leg pieces. You now have this thing on, and your strength changes to 16.
Oh, I thought this was like a test for the flying machine.
No, this is the thing for the thing that you attach so your things
You
can
were building
flow through it.
Arms earlier, if you remember.
Okay, yeah. All right. Wow.
Remember the little things that you wanted to connect to yourself so that things could flow into you?
Mm-hmm,
yes, there are needles in your body right now.
Ow.
No, that's not the flying machine, my friend. But like I said, you don't have enough of the fluid to make that part of the project come true.
Yes. That means it's a +3. I never seen numbers these high in my strength, in a good long while.
Is it comfortable?
I move my shoulder, and
the pain starts to die away.
Okay. For now, it's painful. In a little bit, it'll feel better.
Oh, okay.
What is science for except for a little bit of testing? And
well, in the meantime, to slow down cell degradation, we can put in some. We can't do normal things, but we can do. She goes over to pulls some stuff out and pulls out she apparently has a stockpile of blood in here, just for some reason.
Wow. Oh. I like the thought of that.
Yeah, Master Graldwich liked to bring these in here when he thought no one was looking.
Oh, so all that technically belonged to the senior.
Which I suppose means it belongs to you. And she walks over and starts dumping these things into the little pack on your back. And then she turns on the pump and you hear the noise goes lower in pitch as the fluid begins pumping and crimson liquid begins flowing through the tubes and going into each of the needles and flowing through your veins as other stuff begins to pump out of it, down from the bottom and in at the top. As all this begins to take place, you feel your life force begin to return to you. regain the regeneration ability.
I never felt this proud before in my entire life.
Now, of course, this is not a permanent solution. This stuff will dry and go bad within a day or so. So it's very expensive and very inefficient. We'll have to think of that. We'll have to grow enough of that other stuff. And you've got 1 or 2 days of blood here. So if this is how you want to use it.
If
I'm
we were to
surprised no one has
minimalize this,
noticed yet. This is honestly just a little bit, just a little bit, guys.
It's a little bit what?
Just a little bit.
A little
Just a little bit what?
So just a little bit, guys. Just
Can you stop
just
being
a little
so
bit,
extra
what?
and just speak English?
Can I stop being what, Jackson?
So extra.
that's not extra. He's just.
Is facetious the right word?
Well, I am a fish, and
I could
facetious.
Stop
kinda
being
has-
a dum-dum and speak plainly, peasant.
Oof! Wow. Either way, Sarah, if we were to minimalize,
yes,
this effect-
facetious is the appropriate word, Siren.
Sarah,
So you want to go take yes?
if we were to minimalize this effect to conserve, this expense, how well do you think it would? How long can can it last if I minimalize the?
Well, I
amount
mean,
of-
with the fluid that you had talked about, we could perhaps prevent further. We could permanently prevent further degradation. We couldn't affect healing, but it's a start.
All right. Sweet. Now, what were you saying about testing this?
She presses a button, and the artificial muscles all contract, and the whole thing drops down to like fit your what's the word for outline?
Muscles, skeletal
No,
structure.
What are you looking for?
something that's
Physique.
like yes, it drops down to fit your physique like perfectly, and it hurts significantly worse now.
Ooh.
And so it's now, as you requested, no longer bulging underneath your jacket.
That feels good. So much better now.
Pretty sure it doesn't.
Well, in some places, we won't speak about that.
Cool. She places a jacket over you, and then she says, "So you want to go test this?"
Absolutely. Where do you have in mind?
The testing range, of course. You guys walk down to the Sinurit testing range, and as you guys walk in there, she starts setting up some bricks.
Sweet.
You
I
walk
hate
forward.
all of you.
You walk forward and take up a stance, and what you do is there's now the big old brick in front of you.
I'm going to Dragon Fist this brick.
Cool. You pull a knuckle up to make a dragon fist and slam into it. Roll an attack roll, please. You get proficiency plus your strength modifier.
Proficiency plus my strength?
Yeah.
That's a 21 to hit.
Nice. You slam into this brick and it shatters, and Sarah from the background goes, and starts slamming her, her fists are back, formed into fists, but they're rolled back, so that her wrists are what's tapping together instead of her hands. She's really excitedly squirming for a second, and then she brings forward this little knife, and lays your hand over a thing and looks at you, hands you the knife, and stands back and pulls down a microphone, a magnifying glass, looking at your hand expectantly.
that didn't even hurt.
Do you cut your hand?
Oh,
She places
yes,
a knife in your
Oh,
hand,
yeah.
waiting for you to cut it.
I say that didn't even hurt from hitting the brick.
Oh yeah, cool.
And yes, I cut
Cool.
my hand.
You slice your hand open, and you guys look at it for a second as nothing happens, and then the wound begins to stitch itself back together. And she starts dancing around in a circle, squealing a little bit, looks back over at you, like pumping her arms up and down. And then she brings in a sheet of metal for you to punch it. It's aluminum.
Oh, cool. Is there any residual blood on my hand or the knife?
Not really.
Okay. I'll just like lick it to clear it up and then see
Cool.
the wound close even more.
Mhm.
Alright. And I'm
yeah.
going to strike at this aluminum as well. Could I perchance attack 2 times at the same time? Like 2 swings, punch forward?
I mean, sure, this thing is... Yeah, go for it.
Sweet. I'm gonna absolutely love that. Okay, that is a it's not completely better, but it's pretty good. Alright. That is a 15 and a 10.
What'd you say?
I said that is a 15 and a 10.
Nice. You slam it in one place and it breaks through. You break through the aluminum and pull back, and she squeals again and slides it away and brings up a thick thing of ceramic for you to punch.
Then I shall swing at that as well to see
Cool.
My power.
Roll the hit.
Just only one time though. That's a dirty 20.
Nice. You you slam into the ceramic and it shatters. She steps back, kind of like every time somehow she gets more ecstatic. You didn't think it was possible after the first time for her to be more ecstatic, but somehow she is. She's like giddy, like she's no longer walking these things out of the room. She's like skipping these things out of the room. As she walks back, and this time with a sheet of iron.
Oh, all right. Here it goes. You know what? I'm going to kick this. All right. This time, I'm gonna attempt to kick it. I assume it goes
Cool.
down to there as well. Right. That is a 16.
That's a hit. You slam into the iron roll, and the iron bends a little bit, but doesn't break. She looks a little disappointed and walks over and tweaks some variables on you. Roll this attack at advantage and kick it again.
Well, that's the same number, and that's only.
like lift just like slightly off the ground, swaying back and forth, moving through the thick water flowing across the street as you guys begin to just walk down the street through the heavy rain.
Oh, this is amazing. Oh, yes.
And then, of course, we head over to our friend Angel Bradley. Angel, you've just gotten home from. Actually, you've been home for a while from the whole thing with Ackerman. And hello, Katie, can you hear
Hello?
me? Oh, there she is.
Yes, I can.
Cool. And someone disconnected and reconnected. I didn't know who it was. Cool.
Will question mark joined?
Yeah, he's been in here, but someone disconnected and
Yeah.
reconnected. Anyway, so you
okay.
you are in here and just kind of sitting there. What are you doing? It's been it's been a day, and you received some kind of message from Karen that someone was going to be that Jeffrey was going to be coming by today. But yeah, what are you doing?
Perfect. I was actually thinking I wanted to talk to Jeffrey about if I can start being more involved in our plans now so that I can be more active.
Cool. So what are you doing to prep for today?
Well, I guess first make sure the house is clean despite what Phil says. And then
Phil is like
I
just
guess
laying in the floor like a rug. And like even when you step on, you're sure that if you were to step on him, he would not budge an inch.
I know that Jeffrey has had my cake for sure, but I want to make a feast for him to just tell how I want to impress this guy.
Yeah.
Children.
Siren, no. Anyways,
What did I miss?
how much does she have? Anyways,
Ross is being a brat.
So, Katie, so you start making up a feast for Jeffrey to eat when he comes over, and oh, I made it worse.
The emoji.
I need that emoji.
That emoji is not appropriate. It's part of the server. If you make reactions, it's right there.
Okay, anyway, I will make a feast. I'll make sure the house is clean, and I'm excited because I can't wait to talk
And
to
Will
Jeffrey.
Did y'all hear what Will played?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. I guess did I get
Keep
a
it
chance
going.
to tell Karen yeah, I told Karen about what happened in detail. So I guess we probably had our schoolgirl moment of just but
yeah. Yeah. So Michael comes in at some point in the day, and he looks like he's been a little beat up. And he starts. He moves over to one end, like pulls open the fridge and pours himself a glass of milk and chugs it down real heavily, and then sits down in a chair like he's cramping all over. Oh.
That's got you all beat up.
Haha, he says, kind of like snapping his fingers over at you. Oh, no pun intended. Right.
Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. But either way, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Just gotten a little street scrap is all. Man, puts a real crink in your neck, that's for sure.
Oh, when were you out?
Oh, I've been out for a while.
Oh, I just assumed you were patrolling. I'm sorry.
Oh
But
no,
you are okay.
it's exactly what I've been doing is patrolling. But yeah, no, I'm I'm good.
Okay, that's good.
Doing wonderful.
Did Karen tell you about what happened with me?
What happened with you, my friend?
Well, firstly, I went over to Commander Ackerman's house. She looks proudly at Michael. She's like,
Oh,
and oh,
like the
he
Commander Ackerman?
the Commander Ackerman. I danced with him at the party, and then he sent me flowers and a note. And so I went over to his house and I spent the day with him. And we were attacked by a lot of guys, but Commander Ackerman took all of them out without my help at all. I mean, he gave me a gun, and I didn't know if you knew this or not, but I mean, I've hunted. I know how to use a gun, but I did not do any. I was no help. He did it all himself, and it was so impressive. I've never seen anything like that in my life. But then he got really hurt. There was a holy weapon that they had, and he ended up being okay.
Oh yeah.
But
Vampires don't tend to
then,
do well with holy weapons. He kind of leans forward a little bit, and this hat drops out and down below him. And then
No.
he leans over and sweeps that thing up and pushes it and puts it back where it was concealed in his coat. Oh,
it fell from his coat.
yeah. He leans forward and it was like open right there, like crunched up in his coat. And he leans forward, like stretching a little bit, and it fell out. And he leans over and picks it back up and stuffs it back in there.
What's that?
Oh, it's an old keepsake.
I mean, it's a hat, of course, but a keepsake. Family?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, I'm just a curious person. But yeah, so I spent the day with Commander Ackerman. That's all. Then
Well,
she'll
that sounds
turn around and go
exciting.
back to cooking.
Hey.
What?
I thought you were like Prince, married to your work. As he says that, he kind of like covers his mouth a little bit. Like oh crap, what did I just
She kind of looks down and her face drops. But she says in response, just, well, yes and no, because in my experience, the guys I've dated, they've wanted my intention to themselves. They didn't exactly like that my first priority is for the people and taking care of other people, and so I hope one day I can find a guy that's all right with that.
And is Commander Ackerman all right with that?
Well, I told him I wasn't looking for a relationship, honestly, but I'm hoping to get to know him and figure that out.
Oh. Everyone came looking for you.
What did you just say?
Oh my.
It looks
Oh my.
what
Oh my.
was what
Oh my.
what
Oh my.
what?
Who's saying that?
Oh my.
It's George Takai, obviously, but
It was a
Wait,
pussy
what?
after.
no, Will, no more.
George
Oh
Anyway.
my.
Yeah. Oh my.
Oh
Sulu.
my. I don't understand.
Sulu. It's Sulu. You know
So
Sulu from Star Trek?
anyway,
She says, he goes, what he had said was, well, it looks like one came looking for you.
I. Okay, she turns around and looks at him with a scrunched brow, and she's like, "What exactly are you saying?"
He kind of like looks away from you and says, I ain't saying anything. Just,
Oh, you're saying something.
hey, be careful around vampires. They're not all as nice as Jeffrey.
I think her
You are
face
Jeffrey.
drops again
Thing.
as she kind of remembers, and then she's like, "Right, vampires. You're right. It probably won't. It probably won't happen anyway. I mean, he's this rich guy. It's got more important stuff to do.
Karen walks
I'm
in the
just a
room and goes,
human."
you shut your mouth, Michael. She looks at you and goes, Annie, he is very clearly interested in you. All right?
I mean, yes, but I mean,
hear the
how long is
rumor
that
has
interest
it.
going to last?
Rumor has it. He's stopped flirting with other people. I have heard, I did quite a bit of research into this man. You don't think I'm going to let him just whisk away someone that I'm charged with protecting. Rumor has it, he's quite the womanizer. Picking up quite a few friends here and there, you might say. However, by talking to a bunch of staff at different locations, they say he's got an air of focus about him and has not been pursuing such things as of late. Whatever could that mean?
If he's a womanizer, I mean, this could be how his game is played. He could just be, you know,
Game? Is this a game to you?
Well,
Michael goes, look, I don't want to besmirch the
what
man.
I'm saying is he
I mean,
sounds
no,
like a
look.
player.
Well, look, if I don't wish to
If he's a-
besmirch the man's reputation, he's a war hero. All right, he kind of like holds his hand up, like Michael was the guy that was arguing the other day about, remember a while back when Prince and all them were arguing, Michael was the one that was like, hey, let's stick with our country, please.
Yeah.
And he was like, let's not besmirch the man. And Karen says, you can leave now, Michael. He goes, I can. I'm quite comfortable where I am. She says, yes, you are going to leave now. All right, yes, ma'am. He sits up like he's in a lot of pain and walks out of the room.
You know, nobody would know him better than Jeffrey, and Jeffrey's coming this afternoon.
Why
and by
would
nobody, I mean, between the three of us.
Oh, you mean between you, me, and Jeffrey, that Jeffrey would know him best?
I meant the three of us in this room, but yes, we should include Jeffrey, so that's between the four of us.
What are you going to include me in? Jeffrey walks in the room at that point. Sorry, I was gonna knock, but the door was open.
I think Annie just kind of looks over at the two people that are supposed to be protecting her and is like, the door was open?
Someone else walks around the corner and goes, yeah, I mean, I'm standing there, but like, Michael walked in and he didn't close it, so I was like, it's his job to close it. And kind of turns around and walks back down. Paul looks around the corner and says, yeah, Michael opened it. Michael's got to close it. And Jeffrey, like, kind of glances around at all of them. It's like, don't worry, Miss Bradley. They had the door under quite the tight watch.
All right.
My wife apologizes, but she's not able to make it today. She has other things she's attending to, patrician issues, that sort of stuff.
Oh, that's all right. And then she
Anyways,
kind of
so
like it settles
that's a
with her that
lot of
Jeffrey is here now, and
that's
then
a
she starts
lot of
like
food. That's
rushing to finish the food. Like she's got stuff on the stove that she's like, "Oh, wait, he's here. I need to finish this now."
what is all this for? Oh, we lost Garrett.
Well, so I knew you were coming, and I knew you hadn't really had my food before, and I really just wanted to show you what exactly I'm capable of.
Oh wow, that's
I mean, he is paying for the kitchen.
Wait, is Germ laughing or is Jeffrey laughing?
It's Germ laughing, but I don't know why. Maybe because it's an innuendo.
I'm gonna choose not to think about it.
Wow, really, Germ? Mind, gutter, separate. Okay, back to game.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose not to think about it.
I wish I had that luxury. Also, I lost the game.
all right, Alicia. I lost the game.
Y'all are butts.
Anyways, so yeah. So Jeffrey kind of like, well, I was gonna bring you this. Is like, I hope you're well. And he sets down like a small thing of some kind of bread. He goes, it's not much, but it's a mountainling tradition that we make up there. It's not a sweet bread, nothing anywhere near as fancy as some kind of cake you Westerners like to make, but I mean, I like
I'm
it.
very interested to try it.
He smiles at that remark. Well, if Miss Bradley, the legendary cook, wants to try it, it must be good.
Oh, legendary? No. And then she,
At that
gets a
remark,
bunch of the stuff off the stove.
As you say legendary, Phil kind of rolls over and like eyes you.
He moved for once? Wow.
He moved enough to where like his eye could see you, and that's all.
Is he still like an octopus sludge monster on the floor?
No, he's a cat.
Okay.
But yeah, so you get all that.
She's like, "Oh, Jeffrey, this is my cat, Phil."
Oh, is it named after me? He says, picking the cat up.
I had him long before I knew you.
Oh yeah, I was just referring to my reputation. I am quite. He shakes. He like looks at you, smiling. Like he's very clearly joking, but he doesn't have a high charisma score, so failed pretty miserably. It's like a dad making jokes right now.
Yeah, she's just gonna smile at that, and then she's gonna get the rest of the stuff like put in place, and she's got it all ready, and then she looks up and she's like, "Okay, I think I've got everything. The table is set. We can eat whenever we're ready."
Cool. Is this what you were talking about including me in?
Well, yes, but no.
Uh-huh. I must say, for being an investigator of the...
We were talking about asking you how well you know Commander Ackerman. And
how well do I know Commander Ackerman? Can't say I know the man well. He comes to cabinet meetings occasionally. Um, I know that he's not opposed. The man despises the slavery institution. He was instrumental in myself and Consul Diedrich, may he rest in peace, doing away with the institution. um, the man is he's a gifted warrior. That's I can say that. I mean you saw that firsthand. What was it? 13 men?
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, the man took
He
on 13
single
people.
handedly took on 13. Yeah.
That's it's quite the feat, you know. I would struggle to pull off something similar. I mean, I could have back before my wife started cooking, but he kind of like pats his belly a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of prepared a feast for you.
I love food. There is a reason that my belly is this large. He doesn't really have that much of a belly. Like he's a pretty fit dude. Like it doesn't look like he has anything of a belly at all. He I mean he kind of does a little bit, but like nothing like really
Yeah.
bad. He goes, I love food. Normally I would test it for
Okay, come.
poison, but
Try it.
I duly intend to. He sits down and like picks up some forks and takes a bite of something. That's really good. But yeah, no, I can't say I know the man personally too well. I know he has a daughter. I know that he speaks
It's
highly
sad
of his
that she's
daughter.
missing, isn't it?
His daughter is missing.
Oh,
Huh.
yeah. We were talking about that whenever I went to his house.
Did he now? And when did this happen? Was that yesterday?
Yes, she looks at Jeffrey trying to figure out, I
Huh.
guess, why he's talking this way.
Oh, no, he just spoken quite highly of her earlier that day, and I was just just trying to piece things together in my mind.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask about Ackerman because, well, Karen said that she did some research into him and found out he's quite a flirt and
Oh yes,
possibly a womanizer.
the man knows his way around women. He's I don't think I've ever seen him not trying to pursue somebody, which is weird because he hasn't been like he hasn't looked at one of my maids in a good amount of time. It's honestly concerning. Do you think there's like something wrong with he kind of like Jeffrey kind of like nods his head downward just a little
Annie
bit.
turns and looks to Karen. What facial expression is Karen making?
Karen's got like this bright red face and like trying to make no expression at all.
Annie turns from looking at Karen to looking at Jeffrey, and she says that was the conclusion that Karen came to in her research as well.
That he's sick?
She thinks
Have
that
cancer? Does he have
no,
like
no,
groin rot or
no, that he's not looking at other women besides myself.
realization dawns on him and he goes, "Oh, oh, I see." And
Do
so
you
you're
think that, I mean, obviously he knows about what we're doing, this project. I hang on, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. I don't get into relationships because my last several relationships have been difficult, where men don't they don't like what I do. They want all the attention to themselves, and they don't like that I want to give all my attention to the people. And do you think Ackerman would have the same issue?
There's an expression on Jeffrey's face. Roll insight, please.
Okay.
Like, you know that look Jackson gets whenever someone says something and he's like, I can't do the face. Jackson, do the face.
Boy.
Nah, not that face. The other face.
Okay, this is 13.
Is he getting warmer or colder?
He hasn't, I can't see him. He hasn't changed it. No, okay.
What
Never
kind
mind,
of face
Jackson.
are you looking for?
The face.
The face. You know that thing you do. No, not that one. Not that one. The one where you're like, oh, but confused, but like, or like realizing something. The one where you realize something that I say. Yes, that one right there. That's the face that he made.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Would you roll an insight?
I rolled a 13.
There is a look on his face of like, oh yes, I know that. I am familiar with that idea. And he goes,
The idea of like people not getting it, not what, or
you could
attention
ask.
seekers.
You could ask what more what he's thinking. He's kind of just made a
Okay,
face.
yeah, I'll looking at him, I'll say, what does that facial expression mean?
Oh, it's just that Michal, she expects me to do more for her. Give her more of my time, but I'm just so consumed with my work that I don't really have that much time for her. I do my best, you know, but as a leader, you must take care of every person in your retinue, and I mean, she is only one person in my retinue. I have many retainers, and I do my best to spend time with her, but she never seems
I mean,
happy with it.
I almost never see you without her.
You see me on social occasions and where it would be unacceptable for her to not be by my side. And like I said, I do try to make time for her, but I definitely understand where you're coming from about not understanding your desire to put things forward for the people. That said, Commander Ackerman is a diligent soldier. He's as I said, he despised the slave injury. Slave. Jeffrey looks very confused. What is that word? Slave? It starts with an I. I know it starts with an I.
Industry?
Yes, that's the one. Yes, the slave industry. Yes, no, that he was instrumental in bringing it down. Would he? Are you asking me? Would he understand your predicament? Miss Bradley?
Sorry, I think my mic keeps like not catching my talking. She said, I was talking more about, do you think he would pull me away from my work if we were in a relationship?
His eyes kind of goes wide. He goes, allow me to be frank, Miss Bradley. You are not exactly hard on the eyes. I think any man who was in a relationship with you would try their darndest to pull you to themselves as much as they possibly could. which I mean is to be expected by people who are in love. They draw each other toward each other. That said, I mean, he's a busy man himself. I don't know how much time he could set aside for somebody. Consider I personally do not know the man very well. That said, considering how much he likes to work and how much he applies himself to every minute of every day of everything that he does, I do not know that he would have enough time to draw you away from your work. I believe that two people working as much as each of you do could perhaps be a good match.
She nods thoughtfully, and then she says, "Thank you. I think that is a good point. Maybe, and maybe nothing will happen, but maybe it will. I don't know. But that aside, what can I do? I want to do more. I'm almost always here, and I want to get more hands-on if that's a possibility for my situation.
You want
With the
more
project, that is.
responsibility. Very well. It's done, Libby Ackerman. You are project manager. Oh, no, I must be
Libby
going.
Ackerman?
Not Libby Ackerman. Angel Bradley. I was thinking Ackerman because that was a Jeremiah slip, not a
Yes.
Jeffrey slip. I have made Jeffrey slip before, but no, that was a Jeremiah slip, not a Jeffrey slip. He looks and says, "Yes, Angel Bradley, you'll be project manager. I'll have some people." Oh my, I need to be heading out. He looks at his wrist and goes, "I'm sorry, this has been delicious, Annie, but I really must be going."
Would you like to take any with you, or?
I would love to take some with me, he says, like shaking his head, looking over the table, like there's no way I could leave this behind.
Okay, she'll just stand up immediately and go get storage containers and pack food.
There's a flash of red light that comes from your room, and you hear, oh man. They kind of
She's gonna hand the containers to Karen and say, "I realized I forgot something important in my room. I'll be right back. Can you pack up some of this for Jeffrey?"
I will do my best.
Thank you so much. I'll be right back. And then
Cool.
she's going to go to her room.
You look at Jake's in there. He's like holding his head, like,
"What did you do?" She like whispers as she's closing the door behind her.
He looks up and goes, "Oh, I just bumped my head as I came in, but
Keep your voice down. I have people.
Oh yeah, well," he waves his hand and goes, "They don't matter." As he does that, like there's a ripple that goes off of him, and the room becomes dead.
How did the dinner go?
Oh, he wants to hang out again sometime. He asked if I would.
That's great.
Oh, is it though? Like I don't know the guy. Like I've never like.
Well, that's why you're hanging out. You did pay for dinner, right?
Of course I paid for dinner. What do you think I am? Some kind of like... Yes, of course I paid for dinner. I understand what's expensive.
Okay, good.
What's that commotion outside?
What do you mean? Wait, outside?
Outside the room, there's some kind of commotion that begins to happen. I think that's where we're going to leave us for tonight.
Oh no!
What?